Welcome to the VS Criminal Defense Attorneys podcast, providing an informative resource on criminal law with a specific focus on sex crimes. From protecting yourself from false accusations to understanding the exact boundaries of the law, being informed is always the best first line of defense. This podcast series is reviewed and approved by attorney Michelle Villanueva-Skura.
In this episode, we want to discuss how long sex crimes cases take in Arizona. Being accused of a felony sex crime in Arizona is among the most serious and life-changing events a person can face. Beyond the emotional stress, one of the first questions clients ask is, how long will my case take? The answer depends largely on the quality of the defense. At VS Criminal Defense Attorneys, we are deliberate in our approach. We do not rush to a quick resolution because the stakes are too high. Most felony sex crime cases we handle resolve somewhere between 9 and 18 months, which reflects the time needed to build the best possible defense for each client's unique situation. In cases that require more extensive preparation, we may submit a motion to the court requesting a complex case designation. Once approved, this allows the court to extend the timeline of 150 to 180 days afforded under the rules of criminal procedure so that every piece of evidence can be examined and each expert properly consulted before the case is resolved. First, let's understand why thorough preparation takes time. Sex crime cases are not slow simply because the system moves slowly. They take time because effective defense takes work. Building a compelling case requires extensive review, investigation, and collaboration with experts whose reputations are well established and whose schedules are often booked months in advance. Timelines can also vary depending on the specific charge. Whether the case involves allegations of sexual assault, rape, luring of a minor, or another felony sex crime, each requires a detailed forensic review and expert testimony to challenge the evidence. Common reasons these cases require additional time include extensive evidence and discovery. Sex crime cases often involve digital communications, DNA testing, forensic interviews, medical records, and psychological evaluations that must all be examined carefully. Expert witness involvement. The defense may need to consult with respected professionals such as DNA experts, forensic data specialists, and mental health evaluators. These experts are in high demand and may not be available for several months. Their review of the materials, testing, and written reports can extend the timeline, but are often essential to the defense. Pre-charge investigations. In many situations, our office becomes involved at the pre-charge stage, also known as the pre-file or pre-indictment stage. This phase is critical. By identifying weaknesses in the prosecution's theory and presenting mitigating information early, it may be possible to prevent charges from being filed or influence how the case is brought. Because the statute of limitations for many felony sex crimes in Arizona can effectively extend for a person's lifetime, remaining in the pre-charge stage can, in some cases, keep the matter from ever formally starting. Mitigation development. Compiling a full mitigation package with background reports, evaluations, treatment records, and character evidence can influence plea negotiations or sentencing outcomes, but it requires time and precision. Our approach to mitigation in sex crime cases is designed to present each client as a full person rather than just a case number. Now let's go over the typical stages of a sex crime case in Maricopa County. Although no two cases are identical, the following timeline outlines the general stages of a felony sex crime case in Arizona and how long each phase may last. Investigation and pre-charge phase, days to several years. Law enforcement investigates and collects evidence. An attorney can intervene to shape the outcome or prevent charges. Initial appearance, within 24 hours after arrest. The defendant appears before a judge who confirms identity, states the allegations, sets release conditions, and schedules the next hearing. Arraignment. About 10 to 20 days after charges are filed. The court formally presents the charges, the defendant enters a plea, usually not guilty, counsel is confirmed, and future court dates are set. Discovery phase. 3 to 9+ months. The prosecution and defense exchange police reports, lab results, digital data, interviews, and expert evaluations. This is usually the longest phase. Plea negotiations and hearings, several months. Once discovery is complete, the defense and prosecution may negotiate a plea. Pretrial conferences or hearings are scheduled. Trial, preparation, and trial. 6 to 12 plus months after arraignment, longer if complex. The defense prepares witnesses, files motions, and coordinates expert testimony. Procedural deadlines may be extended if the case is designated complex. Sentencing. 30 to 60 days after plea is entered into record or a jury returns a verdict. The court reviews mitigation materials, pre-sentence reports, and victim statements before determining a sentence. While every case is unique, these stages generally apply to most felony sex crime charges in Arizona, including cases involving sexual assault, child exploitation, and internet sex crimes. Average total time. For most felony sex crime cases, a realistic time frame is about 9 to 18 months from the point when the case is formally filed until resolution. Cases designated as complex may take longer. Next, let's understand the risks of child sex trafficking and Proposition 313. Arizona voters approved Proposition 313, which requires a natural life sentence without the possibility of parole or release for anyone convicted of child sex trafficking under ARS 1332-12. With consequences this severe, it is reasonable for a defense team to request a complex case designation and to spend up to 2 years on a case when multiple expert witnesses, complex forensics, or contested legal issues are involved. Similar to other serious offenses such as sexual assault or exploitation of a minor, these cases demand in-depth analysis and coordinated defense preparation. You might be wondering why time often works in your favor. The stress of waiting is entirely understandable when you are facing felony sex crime charges, but speed is rarely a friend to the defense. Additional time allows the defense to uncover inconsistencies in statements and reports, analyze forensic work for errors or overstatements, obtain second opinions from qualified experts, and develop a robust mitigation profile that can influence offers and sentencing. Quick resolutions often favor the prosecution, not the accused. Rushing can mean evidence is not fully investigated, mitigation is overlooked, and opportunities to challenge the state's case are missed. In a setting where the difference can be years in prison or even lifetime incarceration, a careful and patient approach is often essential to achieve the best possible outcome through a well-prepared defense. At VS Criminal Defense Attorneys, our philosophy is simple. We prepare every case as if it will go to trial. This level of preparation ensures no detail is overlooked and no opportunity is missed, whether the case resolves through dismissal, negotiation, or trial. Lastly, let's talk about local representation for felony sex crime cases in Maricopa County. Felony sex crime cases that originate in cities such as Phoenix, Mesa, Scottsdale, Chandler, Gilbert, Tempe, and Glendale are prosecuted through the Maricopa County Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The investigating detectives are typically from the city or local jurisdiction where the allegation occurred, while the prosecutor and judge assigned to the case are part of the Superior Court system. Knowing how these agencies operate and the tendencies of specific detectives, prosecutors, and judges who handle sex crime matters allows our team to anticipate and prepare accordingly. Our attorneys regularly work with sex crimes detectives, specialized units, and prosecutors dedicated to serious felony cases across Maricopa County. That familiarity helps us tailor defense strategies in a jurisdiction-specific way. Remember, if you are facing charges, work with an experienced Arizona sex crimes defense attorney and get the defense you deserve. If you or someone you love is being investigated or charged with a felony sex crime, it is important to speak with a defense attorney as early as possible. Early intervention at the pre-charge or pre-file stage can make a significant difference in how the case develops. Attorney Michelle Skura, Esquire, and the team at VS Criminal Defense Attorneys represent clients throughout Maricopa County, including individuals in Phoenix, Glendale, Peoria, Chandler, Scottsdale, Gilbert, and Mesa. Our firm is known for taking the time to build strong defenses supported by respected expert witnesses and thoughtful mitigation. Contact us today for a confidential consultation to discuss your situation and learn how we can begin protecting your future. Call us at 480-923-9001 or visit us online at vsattorney.com.
Thank you for listening to the VS Criminal Defense Attorneys podcast. VS Criminal Defense Attorneys are focused on offering clients personalized service and aggressive representation. Our attorneys are passionate about individual rights, government accountability, and personal freedom. No matter what you are charged with, our criminal defense attorneys will be there to guide you. Call today to schedule your strategy session. It is time to fight back.